Welcome to Kutaisi, one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in Europe and the former capital of the Kingdom of Georgia. While many travelers arrive here only because of the international airport and head to either Tbilisi or Batumi, Kutaisi itself is full of fascinating history, impressive churches, delicious cuisine, and hidden gems that deserve far more attention. So, today we're exploring everything this underrated Georgian city has to offer. So, let's explore the unexplored. Kutaisi is located in the center of Georgia and is its third largest city with a population of around 135,000 people and a history stretching back more than 3,000 years. It was once the capital of the ancient Kingdom of Colchis, famous from Greek mythology as the land of the Golden Fleece, before later becoming one of the most important cities of medieval Georgia. No visit to Kutaisi is complete without starting at its most famous landmark, the Bagrati Cathedral. Right behind me we have the amazing Bagrati Cathedral, which dates back to the 11th century and is situated on top of a hill, from where we can see the entire city of Kutaisi. Built during the reign of Bagrat III, the cathedral became a symbol of the newly unified Kingdom of Georgia and represented the country's political and religious strength during its medieval golden age. Over the centuries, the cathedral suffered repeated invasions and was heavily damaged by Ottoman forces in the late 17th century, remaining in ruins for hundreds of years before being carefully restored in the 21st century. Today, although it is no longer listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site due to the scale of its reconstruction, it remains one of Georgia's most important religious monuments. And from here you get amazing panoramic views over Kutaisi as well as the Rioni River. Just a short walk from Bagrati Cathedral lies one of Kutaisi's most interesting attractions, the Royal Garden, which dates back to the 19th century and is one of the oldest public gardens in Georgia. Admission costs just 2 Georgian lari, making it one of the city's most affordable attractions. Hidden inside the garden is a tiny chapel built around an ancient tree whose trunk has been beautifully carved with religious motifs, creating one of Kutaisi's most unique and photogenic spots. During our visit, we didn't even need a map, as 2 local guides were happy to show us around. Unlike cities such as Tbilisi or Krakow, Kutaisi doesn't have one large medieval old town. Instead, its historic attractions are spread throughout the city, making every walk an opportunity to discover something new. As you wander through the streets, you'll come across traditional wooden balconies and beautifully preserved historic houses that show you a glimpse into everyday life during the 19th and early 20th centuries. One of the first landmarks you'll encounter is the Church of David the Builder, named after Georgia's most celebrated king, David IV, who united much of the country in the earlier 20th century and transformed Georgia into one of the strongest kingdoms of the Caucasus, beginning what is often referred to as the Georgian Golden Age. Nearby stands the Holy Annunciation Church, originally built as a Catholic church by Polish missionaries during the 19th century, before later becoming part of the Georgian Orthodox Church. It shows you how different religions coexisted and influenced each other in Kutaisi over the centuries. Built in 1887, Kutaisi's historic synagogue is another reminder of the city's multicultural heritage. Unfortunately, it was closed during our visit, but just outside you'll find a statue of Georgian Jewish poet and translator Boris Gaponov, honoring one of Kutaisi's most notable Jewish figures. Continuing our walk through Kutaisi, we reach the Soviet Sculpture Park, one of the city's more unusual attractions. Created during the Soviet era, the monument complex shows you a chapter of Georgia's more recent history and offers an interesting contrast to the city's ancient churches and medieval landmarks. Just a short walk away is Pano Kolkheti, a large mosaic artwork inspired by the ancient Kingdom of Colchis. Its colorful design celebrates the region's history and mythology, making it another interesting stop while exploring Kutaisi on foot. Eventually, every walk through Kutaisi leads to an impressive Colchis Fountain, one of the city's most recognizable landmarks. Inspired by the ancient kingdom of Colchis and the legend of Jason and the Golden Fleece, its golden statues celebrate the region's rich history. A little further from the city center lies another beautiful place worth visiting, Mtsvanekvavila Temple. Dating back to the 12th century, the monastery has long served as an important religious site and remains an active place of worship even today. Besides its historical significance, it's also one of Kutaisi's lesser-known viewpoints, offering you beautiful panoramic views over the city in a much quieter setting than the Bagrati Cathedral. For a completely different side of Kutaisi, head to the Green Bazaar. This bustling market is where locals come to shop every day, making it the perfect place to experience the city's authentic atmosphere. While there, you should also try churchkrela, Georgia's famous traditional sweet made by dipping strings of nuts into thickened grape juice. After exploring the Green Bazaar, it's time to experience one of the highlights of any trip to Georgia, the food. For an authentic meal, we recommend Magnolia. Beautifully located on the banks of the Ioni River, here you can try some of Georgia's most famous dishes, including khinkali, lobiani and khacha, while enjoying views over the river. Another highlight of our visit was joining a traditional Georgian cooking class at Four Seasons. Here we learned how to prepare some of Georgia's classics, including khinkali, making it a very memorable experience and a great way to discover the country's food. During our visit in Kutaisi, we stayed at guest house Ukimerioni, a charming accommodation not far from the city center. And for 160 Georgian lari for 3 nights, it was a great value option, having spacious rooms and beautiful traditional wooden architecture that gives the place a unique local atmosphere. So if you're looking for a comfortable and authentic place to stay while exploring Kutaisi, this is definitely a place worth considering. To finish our journey through Kutaisi, we headed just outside the city to one of the most beautiful places in the region, Motsameta Monastery. Built in the 11th century, the monastery is dedicated to the brothers David and Constantine Mkheidze, who were martyred for their Christian faith during the Arab invasions. The relics are preserved inside the church, making Motsameta an important pilgrimage site in Georgia. But what makes this place truly special is its incredible location. Surrounded by dense forests and perched above the turquoise waters of the Kolkheti River, the monastery combines history, spirituality and some of the most beautiful sceneries around Kutaisi. Kutaisi may not receive as much attention as Tbilisi or Batumi, but after exploring the city, it's easy to see why it deserves a place on your Georgia itinerary. From ancient history and beautiful churches to local markets, incredible food and hidden gems, Kutaisi offers a more authentic side of the country. So, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more travel guides and hidden gems from around the world. And as always, don't forget, never stop exploring.